I'm a third grade teacher, as a matter of fact, and I'm actually in my classroom right now. So I am so excited to be here joining you to read this precious book. We really enjoy it, and we're just so excited to have a Spanish copy in our classroom because we do have some bilingual learners, and they are Spanish speakers. So they were very excited to see this copy in Spanish when we received it from Maria not too long ago.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Miss Appleton. And we are going to begin reading The Potato Chip Champ, Discovering Why Kindness Counts. Champ loved potato chips. He ate them on his sandwich. He crumbled them under his mac and cheese. He mixed them together with ice cream. Champ even dipped chocolate-covered potato chips in ranch dressing. If only his parents would let him eat them all the time.
A Champ le encantaban las papas fritas. Las comía en sándwiches, las desmenuzaba para ponerlas sobre los macarrones con queso, las mezclaba con helado y hasta metía papas fritas bañadas en chocolate en salsa ranch. Soñaba con que mamá y papá se las dejaran comer todo el tiempo.
There was only one thing Champ liked more than eating potato chips, and that was playing baseball. He was a good player, and he knew it. Everything would have been perfect, except that Walter was on the team.
Había una sola cosa que a Champ le gustaba más que comer papas fritas: jugar béisbol. Jugaba muy bien y lo sabía. Todo habría sido perfecto, excepto que en el equipo estaba Walter.
Excellent. All right. Walter Norbert Whipplemoore, to be exact. He was always late for practice. His shoes were dirty. He rode an old broken down bike, and his name was too long to fit on his jersey. Walter was different, but the players on the team all liked him, except for Champ, who had a hard time figuring out why.
Más precisamente, Walter Norbert Whipplemoore. Siempre llegaba tarde a las prácticas, llevaba los zapatos sucios, andaba en una bicicleta vieja y rota, y tenía un nombre tan largo que no entraba en la camiseta. Walter era diferente, pero todos los jugadores del equipo lo querían, excepto Champ, que no podía entender por qué.
Fantastic. Thank you, Miss Appleton. Wow, I wonder what's going to happen next. Champ was shocked when he heard Coach announce the unusual fundraiser one day at practice. Champ knew he had to be the winner because the grand prize was a truckload of potato chips. All he had to do was sell the most boxes of chips to win. Champ noticed Walter was getting more hits than anyone else at practice that day. Everyone but Champ cheered for Walter. Champ rolled his eyes and groaned.
Un día, en una práctica, el entrenador anunció un evento inusual para juntar fondos y Champ se sorprendió. Sabía que tenía que ganar porque el primer premio era un camión de papas fritas. Para ganar, solo tenía que vender la mayor cantidad de cajas de papas fritas. Ese día, Champ notó que Walter le acertó a más bolas que nadie en la práctica. Todos alentaban a Walter, menos Champ. Él solo puso los ojos en blanco y se quejó.
What is going to happen next? Let's find out. Thank you for your patience on the page turning. After Walter left, Champ met up with Tommy, the catcher. Did you see how rusty Walter's bike is? He sneered. Tommy barked back. You just don't like him because he plays better than you, and he has more friends too. At school, the boys talked about the fundraiser. I sold 5 boxes at karate, cheered Tommy. I sold 10 boxes, lied Champ. Hey, Walter, you like chips too. How are you doing? Asked Tommy. I'm not doing okay. I don't have as much time to sell the chips because I have a paper route, Walter added. Answering with a mouthful of dill pickle chips, Champ mumbled, "Well, I plan on winning. They call me Champ for a reason."
Cuando Walter se fue, Champ se acercó a Catcher. ¿Viste lo vieja que es la bici de Walter? Se burló. Tommy le respondió enojado. No te cae bien porque juega mejor que tú y encima tiene más amigos. En la escuela los niños hablaban sobre el evento. Vendí 5 cajas en la clase de karate, exclamó Tommy. Yo vendí 10 cajas, mintió Champ. Oye, Walter, ¿a ti también te gustan las papas fritas? ¿Cómo te está yendo? Preguntó Tommy. Me va bien, dijo Walter. No tengo tanto tiempo para vender las papas porque trabajo repartiendo periódicos. Bueno, yo pienso ganar, dijo Champ con la boca llena de papas fritas con sabor a pepinillo. Voy a ganar porque soy un campeón.
Uh-oh, what is happening there? It looks like there's some danger happening. Let's see. Oopsies. Miss Maria Desmondi. There we go. When Champ broke his leg sliding into home plate, he was devastated. He couldn't play ball for the rest of the season and would miss playing in the big game. Champ was so bored. He really missed playing baseball and seeing his friends. He started making up games by nibbling on his chips and making letters out of them. Just as he was making the letter C out of a barbecue chip, there was a knock at the door. Champ peeked out the window. Oh, it's Walter, he sighed. Now, boys and girls, everyone is going to knock 3 times on their table or desk and then look up at your teacher. Here we go.
Cuando Champ se resbaló en el plato y se quebró la pierna, estaba desconsolado. No podría jugar al béisbol por el resto de la temporada y se perdería el partido más importante. Champ estaba tan aburrido. Extrañaba muchísimo jugar al béisbol y ver a sus amigos. Comenzó a entretenerse, mordiendo las papas fritas y creando letras con ellas. Justo cuando estaba haciendo la letra C, con una papa con sabor a barbacoa, alguien tocó a la puerta. Champ miró por la ventana. Uf, es Walter, suspiró.
Walter was shivering from the cold. "Hi, Champ. I brought over some cards. I heard you like to play," said Walter. "Sure, if you really want to," Champ answered, wishing anyone but Walter had come over. "Hey, why did you ride your bike here?" Champ asked. "Oh, it's just me and my mom. We either take the bus or we have to ride my bike."
Walter temblaba porque llovía y hacía frío. Hola, Champ, traje cartas, dijo Walter. Sé que te gusta jugar. Bueno, sí, tienes muchas ganas, contestó Champ, y deseo que hubiera venido cualquier persona menos Walter. Y luego le preguntó por qué había ido hasta su casa en bicicleta. Mi mamá y yo vivimos solos. O tomamos el autobús o tengo que andar en la bici.
Champ couldn't believe what he was hearing. Walter was the only kid he knew whose mom didn't have a car. He thought about how hard that would be to have to ride your bike everywhere. Boys and girls, I like this page because it really does show you what empathy looks like. Walter is the person who just has a bike, and Champ is imagining what it would be like to be his friend, Walter.
Champ no podía creer lo que escuchaba. Walter era el único niño que conocía cuya mamá no tenía un auto. Pensó en lo difícil que debía ser tener que ir en bicicleta a todos lados.
It was the night of the big championship game, and Walter made the winning hit. Champ wasn't sure which was worse, sitting on the bench or finding out his dream of winning the truckload of potato chips was over. They heard over the announcement on the loudspeaker that the winner was Walter Norbert Whipplemoore.
Era la final del campeonato y Walter batió un imparable que marcó la victoria. Champ no supo qué fue lo peor, estar sentado en el banco o enterarse de que su sueño de ganar un camión de papas fritas no se había hecho realidad. Se anunció por el altavoz que el ganador era Walter Norbert Whipplemoore.
Wonderful. Champ moped around school the next couple of days. Even his favorite tomato-flavored chips didn't cheer him up. Could anyone love chips as much as he did? Champ still wondered why the prize went to someone like Walter and not him. Walter Norbert Whipplemoore. He had a name longer than the Mississippi River, and it didn't bother him at all.
Champ anduvo de mal humor por la escuela los 2 días siguientes. Ni siquiera sus papas fritas favoritas con sabor a tomate le levantaron el ánimo. ¿Acaso era posible que alguien amara las patatas fritas tanto como él? Champ todavía se preguntaba por qué el premio fue para alguien como Walter y no para él. Walter Norbert Whipplemoore tenía un nombre más largo que el río Mississippi y no le molestaba para nada.
When Champ got home from school on Friday, there was a huge truck parked in his driveway. Unloading box after box of chips were Coach and Walter.
Cuando Champ llegó a su casa el viernes, había un camión enorme estacionado en la entrada de su casa. El entrenador y Walter descargaban una caja tras otra de papas fritas.
What are you doing? Asked Champ. I'm giving you all the chips, Walter smiled. Thanks, but before Champ could finish, Walter spoke. Look, I'm crazy about chips too, but you couldn't play ball and it's hard to sell boxes of chips with a broken leg. I know what it feels like to really want something. I want you to have the chips.
¿Qué hacen? Preguntó Champ. Te estoy dando todas las papas fritas, sonrió Walter. Gracias, pero Walter no lo dejó terminar. Mira, a mí también me encantan las papas fritas, pero no pudiste jugar béisbol y es difícil vender cajas de papas fritas con una pierna quebrada. Yo sé lo que es querer algo de todo corazón. Quiero que tengas las papas fritas.
But I don't deserve them, Champ stuttered. Right then, Champ looked around his garage and saw a brand new bike, 2 skateboards, a scooter, and fancy rollerblades. How come he didn't see it before? He felt a tightening in his chest. Champ had so much. Why did he always want more? Standing there in front of Walter was really hard. Walter didn't have anything but an old, rusty bike. All right, we can split them, but I am not leaving here with all these chips left, Walter. Deal, answered Champ. You know, Walter, you're the one they should call Champ, because being a champ isn't about having the nicest things. It's about who you are. No wonder you have so many friends. The boys shook hands, and that marked the beginning of a new friendship.
Pero no las merezco, balbuceó Champ. En ese momento se dio la vuelta, miró dentro del garaje y vio una bicicleta nueva, 2 patinetas, un scooter y unos patines fantásticos. ¿Cómo no lo había visto antes? Champ tenía tanto. ¿Por qué siempre quería más? De pie frente a Walter era realmente difícil. Walter no tenía nada más que una bicicleta vieja y oxidada. Está bien, podemos dividirlas, pero no me voy a ir con todas estas papas, rió Walter. Trato hecho, respondió Champ. ¿Sabes qué, Walter? Siempre pienso que soy un campeón, pero el campeón eres tú. Ser un campeón no tiene que ver con tener las cosas más bonitas, tiene que ver con quién eres. Con razón tienes tantos amigos.
And that is the end of the Potato Chip Champ. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do now is I am going to go ahead and open up the floor. First, let's give a round of applause for our guest here, our translator, Miss Gladys Appleton. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to read to us and to your own students as well, Gladys. And she will be here the next 3 times over the course of the next month when we hear other stories in a bilingual setting. So thank you so much, Gladys.
Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Now, teachers, what you can do to help me out is you can let me know what would be your suggestion on the flipping of the pages. So that was new to me, and I want to make sure that we're doing what is best for your classroom. So please offer kind and helpful suggestions there. If any of your students have a classroom, now would be a great time to raise your hand, and I will go ahead and call on you, and I will make it so that you can unmute yourself and your students or your student can come up and ask a question. I'm going to, let's see, we don't have any questions just yet, but I'm so thankful that you're here today. Any questions? I see Mrs. Steffe's class. I see Mr. Diaz and Miss Stoneton's class, Miss Jones' class. How does the translator talk so fast? That is a great question. And I will tell you that the Spanish language is a little bit faster than the English language. And that is how she speaks. So in different languages, it sounds different. And in different languages, the speed is also can be different as well. How did you choose your characters' names? Thank you so much for that question, friends. That question is answered in the following. Walter Norbert was actually my husband's grandfather, who I was very close to. And so I wanted to put Walter Norbert in a story, and I made up the last name Whipplemoore. Champ doesn't really have a name in the story. So I always tell children, if you want to name Champ yourself, you can. Sometimes authors do that. Why did you use little kids as the characters? I used little kids because I knew the people reading and listening to the story would be around the same age. So what we do as authors is we write our stories so that you can see yourself within the pages of our book. We want you to say, oh yeah, I can relate to something like that happening because once I had to stay home from school because I was sick and someone came to visit me. Or you might relate to this page and say, oh man, I can relate to that page because one time a friend lied to me and I know what that felt like. Awesome. Oh, Mrs. Miller's class and Mrs. Key's classroom. Wonderful. How many children's books have you written? I wrote a total of 10 books that are at the bookstore. One of them is for parents and for teachers. And now what I get to do is I get to help other authors get their stories in the world and share their messages with others. Why did you choose potato chips? Because I love potato chips. It is not a lie, it is the truth. I dedicated this book to my sister, Angela. She has a generous heart and shares everything from clothes to pickle flavored potato chips with me. I love potato chips. Is your book available in languages other than English and Spanish? This title is not, but if you look at the Cardinal Rule Press website, we have our books available in many languages like Russian, Arabic, Korean, Chinese, Spanish. I know I'm forgetting some, but our books have been translated in many different languages, including Braille. One of the bucket filler books has been translated into Braille. How long did it take you to go through the writing process? That's a good question. It looks different every time you write a story. Like I told you, part of my writing process was on the back of a receipt at a doctor's office. And so that was the first part of my writing process, was getting my idea down on paper. And then what I did is another time I organized that idea into, I started thinking about first, next, then last. I started thinking characters, problem and solution. And then I really started, after I mapped out my story, I started getting my story onto paper. So it looks different for all authors and it looks different each time we write our book. We write books. I write books. Authors write books because we want to be able to share stories with you. We want kids to be able to hear messages and to have fun reading, right? I'm like sweating over here. It's really hot in Michigan today. Do you have all of your books memorized, and do you keep all of them in your personal library? So this is our family library, and my books are not on the shelf. My books are down below. So I have easy access, and but I do know where books are on this library. We read so much that if my kid asked for a story, I would know where it is in the library. Oh, fun. Other classes are in Michigan. We're going to have a 30-degree drop over the next evening. So it's going to be hot today, cold tomorrow. It is fun being an author because we get to connect with kiddos like you. This is so much fun. I see so many different classrooms. I can see your faces. Everybody wave your hands right now as fast as you can. Wave your hands for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready? Hands in your laps. I can see you. Quiet voices for your teachers. Boys and girls, thank you so much for having time today. I do want to take one last question. It is from a student named Tyson. Juan Diaz, would you like to unmute and have Tyson ask the question? Hi, Tyson. I think you have to push the unmute button. There we go. Oh, no, I don't know why it's not letting you. Let me see if I make you co-host. Maybe it'll let you unmute. There should be a button you can push to unmute. Let's see. Thank you so much. Oh, friends are here from the Plymouth Canton School District. I will tell you, as we work on unmuting so we can hear Tyson, I'm going to answer one more question that said, why did Walter give all of the potato chips and other things in the story to his friend? And I'm going to tell you why, friends, because that's what we do when we want to share kindness with others. We share, and we might give things to other people. So that is exactly what we did. What he did is he said, that's my friend. I'm going to share. I'm not going to keep things all to myself. I'm going to share. Let me see if I can, one more time, have you unmute. I don't know why that is not working for you. Mr. Tyson, do you want to have your teacher type the question? And we'll see if that will work. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, I can hear someone. I think the unmute is working now. I hear you, friends.
No, you gotta say hi.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I would love to hear Tyson's question. I'm just going to hang out for about one more minute to see if you have a second to type it in. Thank you for your comments, friends. And then if any teachers would like to share with me how you think we should do the flipping of the pages, that would be wonderful. I'm not sure if you liked being able to see the Spanish language. Why were the potato chips to value so much to him? That was just one of his things. Like, some people really like to play the sport soccer. Some people really like to read books. That friend really liked to eat potato chips. Thank you, friends. All right, well, I'm not hearing from Mr. Tyson, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off today, friends. We hope to see you on the next bilingual reading. If you are signed up, you'll get a notification for all 4 sessions, and they'll all last 30 minutes, and everyone will have a chance to ask questions. All right, everyone, have a great day. Bye.